Alright, so we're going to take a quick look at area of polygons. There's a lot of different formulas out there for finding area of various polygons, but today let's look at regular polygons. So here in the little red box we have a basic definition of what a regular polygon is. All sides are congruent and all angles are congruent. So I've drawn a regular hexagon with all sides congruent, with each of the vertices touching a circumcircle which encloses it. So it's an inscribed polygon. If you take a look at the radius of the circle, it goes from the center of the polygon all the way to a vertex. So there could be other radii drawn from the center, and they would just go from the center of the circle out to another vertex. So there's another radius. Alright, so the blue highlighted line right here starts in the center and then it comes down perpendicularly to bisect one of the sides. And it touches the side at exactly its midpoint. That's how it bisects it. So both of these sides are congruent with each other. That blue line is called the apothem. And here's its definition: a line segment from the center of a polygon and it's perpendicular to a side. Okay? So we will get into the actual measures of apothems in relation to polygons later on, but for now we're going to take a look at finding the area when we're given how long the apothem is and we know how long one side is. Because we know if we know the length of one side of a polygon that's regular, then we know all the side lengths. Okay? So just take a look over here at problem number 1. So we have example number 1, and it is a regular pentagon, so it has 5 sides. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides that are all congruent, and the side length is measured here. It is labeled 30.2 units, and then the apothem starts at the center and goes perpendicularly to the side, and its measure is 20.8 units. Okay, so let's go ahead and write out the formula to find its area. Okay, so here's the basic area formula. We can write it like this: the area of a regular polygon is equal to 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. So the little a stands for apothem and the big P stands for polygon. Another way of writing this is also the same thing as apothem times perimeter divided by 2. Okay, so those are the two different ways of looking at that. Alright, so for problem number 1, in order to find our perimeter, what do we need to do? Perimeter equals the length of the side times the number of sides. So here, like we said earlier, a pentagon has 5 sides. So we're going to multiply that, and let's see what we get. So we have 30.5 times 5 equals 152.5. 152.5. Okay, and then now that we have our perimeter, we can plug that in for P in our equation. So then we'll know that the area is equal to 0.5 times the apothem, 20.8, times the perimeter, 152.5. Okay, and we can solve all of that in the calculator at once. So go to the calculator. You guys can try this out as well. 0.5 times 20.8 times 152.5. And there's our area, 1,586 square units. Alright, so there's the first one. Alright, so take a second. I'm going to pause the video. You should pause the video for just a moment and see if you can set up problem number 2 on your own and utilize the area formula for regular polygons. Okay, so let's pause that. Alright, so what did you guys put for the perimeter? I started out with the perimeter equals 12 times, and then we can multiply it by the number of sides. So counting the sides on our figure, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have an octagon. So we have to multiply that by 8 to get our perimeter. And what did you guys get for that? Okay, so the perimeter is 96 units. Now we're ready to solve for the area. So area, again, will be equal to 0.5 times the apothem, which in this case is labeled 14.5, times the perimeter, 96. So punch that into the calculator. Alright, the product of those numbers comes out to 696 square units. Okay, time to try number 3. So we have another octagon. So we're going to have to find our perimeter by taking 7.7 times 8 and then plug that value into our area formula. Alright, so for solving problem number 3, we ended up finding the perimeter. It came out to be 61.6 units long. The area we take and get half of the apothem times the perimeter, and that comes out to 283.36 square units. Let's make sure we put our label here. Square units. Okay, last problem number 4. I think we're getting the hang of this, how to use the apothem in relation to a shape's perimeter and finding the area. Okay, so how many sides do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sides, another octagon. So we'll have to do the side length, 10.7 times 8. Go ahead and solve that. And then in order to calculate the area, let's do 0.5 times 12.9. And all of that times that other answer. Alright, let's try out that last one. So we have 0.5 times 12.9 times the perimeter came out to be 85.6. So we get 552.12 square units. Alright, so that's about it on finding the area of polygons when you're given the apothem and the length of one side.